What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
This is the OPS Pregame Report.
And welcome live from Spartan Arena on the campus of Homestead High School, where we're getting set for this SAC NE8 matchup between the Homestead Spartans and the New Haven Bulldogs. Good evening, I'm Brayden Carroll, joined alongside color broadcaster Chris Kohrman and sideline reporter Anthony Gery. We're just about 7.5 minutes from tip-off of tonight's game, and Chris, two old conference foes going at it tonight. Homestead's hoping to move the win streak to 5.
Yeah, these two teams go way back, playing when Homestead was in a different conference. Obviously, they joined the SAC 5 years back, and now they're playing in different conferences, but they still meet every year. Last year was a very good game in the first half. Second half, Homestead kind of blew it open. But, I expect a good matchup tonight. New Haven's got some athletes on their team, so it's going to be a good one tonight.
And let's get into the OPS pregame show. Chris, the Spartans took care of Wayne yesterday. Dominant 68-48 win. The Bulldogs, though, they're off a tough 71-64 loss by the hands of Huntington North, their fatal third NE8 defeat.
It's pretty surprising there for the New Haven Huntington North team. Pretty sure we all think of New Haven or as Huntington North as a team that plays slow. They never want to play fast, and normally their games are within 30, 40, that range. And look at that, 71-64. New Haven able to put up a lot of points against Huntington North. So that is very impressive because Huntington North, they play very good defense there, and they hold teams to very little points.
And New Haven played really good in that second half against Huntington North, but outscored 18-12 in the first, 16-10 in the second. That won't win you games. And looking at the SAC standings, tonight is Homestead's second to last out of conference game, and they've got two straight SAC battles coming up, with Snyder being upset by Dwenger on Saturday and Concordia losing to Northrop yesterday. They now both fall behind Homestead, and the race is down to Homestead or Snyder. Barring Snyder drops another and Homestead loses twice.
Yeah, so it's basically pretty simple for Homestead. You win the last two here, and you're the SAC champs. It's pretty simple for Homestead. You control what you can control, and that's the games you win. You got Concordia on Friday at the Cage, big one there, and you got Carroll at home next Friday. So Homestead, they're going to have to fight for it to win the SAC, though. But, it is pretty simple on the path for Homestead to win the SAC.
And there's one Spartan tonight who is closing in on a massive career milestone. Purdue signee Fletcher Lawyer is just 17 points away from 2,000 in his career between Clarkston and Homestead. An amazing career he's had so far, and the possibility for another big achievement tonight.
Yeah, last night helped against Wayne, dropped 37 points, his career high. Happened last night against Wayne with his 37 points, and that just makes it one step easier tonight for Fletch. Got to get 17 points, and it's a huge milestone for him, getting to 2,000 points. We saw him get to 1,000 in the state of Indiana in 39 games. That's very impressive to get to 1,000 points, but to do it in 39 games just shows how good of a player Fletcher Lawyer is.
There's a reason he's the front runner for Mr. Basketball, I'll tell you that much. And taking a look at the IBCA poll from February 6th, Homestead is standing at number 4 with some familiar faces in front of them. Chesterton number 1, Fishers 2, Carmel 3. All teams the Spartans have butted heads with this year, beating only Carmel among that mix. Homestead has really gone up against some tough teams this season, with arguably the top 3 teams in the state on their list of opponents.
Yeah, look at that list right there. Homestead 1-4 against the teams in the top 10. You got Cathedral down there at number 7. We saw them play Homestead in the Hall of Fame Classic, and Cathedral got the better of them in that matchup. So Homestead, they've played those top teams, but they're 1-4 against them.
Let's go ahead and take a break. Coming up, an in-depth look at New Haven and a look at their 2 stars. OPS pregame show continues after this.
Marco's Pizza. Located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco specializes in pizza, subs, and more. Order online at marcos.com or by phone at 625-6800. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
Back to the OPS pregame show ahead of tonight's action between Homestead and New Haven. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined by Chris Kohrman. Sideline reporter Anthony Gery joining us too. Spartan Arena filling up as we're getting closer to the start of the game. And taking a look at the season for the Dogs, they have had some big wins against Leo and Concordia, both top 100 in the Sagarin computer ratings, but it's really been a volatile season for them. 2 3-game winning streaks, then 2 to 3-game losing streaks has been the story of the season. A tough team that's lost some tough ones.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the start of their schedule, they lost three straight to start the year, but some pretty impressive wins. Look at that. They won against Leo. Leo, one of the top teams in the area. Definitely New Haven got a tough win against Leo. So this New Haven team, they do have talent around the court, and they have won some tough games this year.
And if you look at that sidebar, Chris, this Bulldogs team heavily relies on the floor presence of their stars, Jakar Williams, who averages 16.4 points per game and 9.5 rebounds per game, and Darian Brooks, who scores 20.9 a game and averages 5.1 boards a game. New Haven's success depends entirely on whether or not those two can get in a groove.
Saw both of those players play last year against Homestead. Obviously, Darian Brooks, the younger brother of Keon Brooks, start Kentucky, played at Northside. So there's obviously talent running in that family. And then, Jakar Williams, a talented player, and he's been talented for New Haven basketball for the past couple of years. So the Homestead's seen a lot of him.
And that entire Brooks family really star-studded. You talked about the star Kentucky forward, Keon Brooks Jr., who averages 11.1 a game this season. And his father, Keon Brooks Sr., he's a former star guard at Wright State, played from 95 to 99. He averaged 16.2 a game. Basketball runs in the Brooks family.
Yeah, it does. And like you were talking about there with Keon, a very talented player, played at Northside, then went to La Lumiere in the state of Indiana and was just a star player, and now he's at Kentucky tearing it up. So like you said, Brayden, a lot of talent in that Brooks family.
We got a historic series between these two teams. 59th meeting all time tonight. Homestead leads the series 40-18, and they have a 1-game winning streak. New Haven got the best of them in the 2020 sectional. It's just another battle in a historic series.
Yeah, definitely very historic series. They played a couple times in the past recent years in the sectional. Saw them play last year when Homestead was undefeated. They had to play New Haven in that sectional championship. A lot of people were a little bit concerned about that game, but Homestead got the best of them twice last year.
And that'll take us to a break in the OPS pregame show. Homestead, New Haven. A little bit of Wednesday night action coming up.
Rethink your limits.
Welcome back to the OPS pregame show. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined alongside Chris Kohrman, live from Spartan Arena for tonight's SAC versus NE8 matchup between Homestead and New Haven. An exciting one tonight between two squads that have had a lot of history together. And this is going to be an exciting battle.
Yeah, we're in for a very good matchup tonight. Homestead, New Haven, like we talked about, they played a lot in the past couple years, even in the sectional. So a very high anticipated matchup tonight between Homestead and New Haven.
Homestead, the number 9 team in Class 4A, and up against unranked New Haven. And now let's send it down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery, who's standing by with Coach Chris Johnson.
Thank you, Brayden and Coach. After the cancellation of this game last week, your team has to play in back-to-back nights. What do you hope to see out of your Spartans against this battle-tested New Haven squad?
Well, it's a tough matchup. I mean, it's a sectional opponent. We've got to make sure we're ready to play. I got a couple players in Williams and Brooks that are very dominant players. So, we'll see where it takes us tonight, but hopefully we're ready to play.
Thank you, Coach. Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. Big matchup tonight between Homestead and New Haven. Enticing battle. The 15-5 Spartans versus the 7-9 Bulldogs.
Like Coach Johnson said right there, we anticipating a lot from the New Haven. They got 2-star players.
We're going to take a break. Next up, tip-off starting lineups between these two squads. Don't go anywhere.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza. Located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco specializes in pizza, subs, and more. Order online at marcos.com or by phone at 625-6800. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
Welcome live, the OPS pregame report. And coming up is Homestead New Haven. As the PA announcer preparing to call out the starting lineups, we'll go ahead and list the OPS starting lineups as well. First, for New Haven, number 1, Jakar Williams, the senior 6'5" guard and forward. Number 3, Miles Harris, the senior 6'5" forward. Number 11, Tyler Harding, the senior 5'9" guard. Number 12, Jeremiah Cottrell, the sophomore 6'3" guard. And number 23, Darion Brooks, the junior 6'4" guard dash forward.
And New Haven got a very tall lineup. You see Jakar Williams, 6'5", going to be putting pressure on the Homestead Bigs tonight, something that we got to look out for from New Haven.
Homestead, they've got their usual starting lineup. Number 2, Fletcher Lawyer, the senior 6'4" guard. Number 12, Kyron Kapwicki, the junior 6'2" guard. Number 14, Grady Swing, the senior 6'4" forward. Number 20, Andrew Leeper, the senior 6'6" forward. And number 22, Grant Leeper, the junior 6'7" forward.
Kind of like the quote we've been saying all year with this Homestead team: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This lineup has worked all season. They've competed well with big teams. So, this is a lineup that Coach Chris Johnson trusts.
And now let's take a look at the Fort Wayne Orthopedics keys to the game. Chris, what do you have for these two squads?
Well, I think when you look at New Haven, they do have some size, so you got to be able to play physical down low, and I think that does start with Jakar Williams, and, don't let Homestead go on runs. You saw earlier with Homestead and Wayne last night, Homestead went up 14-4 in that first quarter. Can't allow that tonight. And then for Homestead, get off to a fast start and don't let up. That's the big thing. You don't want to let up. Also saw on the scoreboard 14-4 in the first quarter, and then you get outscored by Wayne in the second quarter, and that's just going to make the game closer. I'd like to see, some new players step up tonight and have, maybe a big game. Afani Ezecudo, Tucker Day in there, Max Schultz, just see some new players step up tonight. Maybe Grady Swing going to go out there and put up double digits. So this team hoping to see some new guys step up tonight.
when those other three in the top 8, Schultz, Ezekuto, and Day can get some footing, this Spartan team fires on all cylinders.
Well, that's going to be key for them in the tournament. If they can get outside their 5 and have a lot of trust in the players outside their 5, this team could, make a run in the postseason.
Tip off between these two teams getting set. Brooks versus Grant Leaper. Leaper gets it, but New Haven will start off with possession. Williams quick to get the jump ball. Harding on the right wing, swing guarding, finds Williams. Heading in on the baseline, shot up over Grant Leaper into the basket, and the Bulldogs are on the board first.
Exactly what I thought we'd see from New Haven right off the bat is Jakar Williams going down low and being very physical, a physical football player, and he uses it out there on the court.
Homestead on offense now, and you know that everybody's keeping their eye on who has the ball right now. Fletcher Lawyer, just 17 points away from 2,000. Anytime he scores, you're pretty much mentally counting down how far away he is. Nice jumper just inside the arc by Andrew Leaper, even up this game.
A good shot right there by Andrew Leaper, a player that we have seen be consistent, but good jump shot.
Top of the key 3, no good by Williams. Homestead cross the court, Kalpuiki, right wing, handoff swing. Top of the key, bounce pass, Andrew Leaper off the glass, not into the basket. Williams with the board for the Bulldogs. Harding cross the court, head inside, splits the defense, and he's called for the travel. The Bulldogs were expecting an and one. Instead, it's a turnover.
That's good transition offense right there by Harding, just taking it coast to coast, battling through the bigs down low for Homestead. He cut right to the basket. Just took one too many steps on that one.
He's just 5'9". He's going up against players that are 6'6", 6'7", and he has no fear down low, just called for the travel there. Another jumper just inside the arc, not good that time by Andrew Leaper. Gery on Brooks, Euro, shot up off the glass and into the cup. New Haven takes the lead back.
But Darion Brooks, like you said, players that aren't afraid to get down low and get physical. Darion Brooks, also one of those players. This New Haven team is very physical.
Great swing, the left wing. Guarded by Cottrell. Grant Leaper. That's a deep shot for him. Can't get Andrew Leaper to clean up. Can't get his to go. And Harding's there for the board. Cottrell thought about a step-up mid-ranger. Instead, it's going to be Williams who finishes in the paint.
And just like they did right off the bat, going down to Williams, and he's battling down low, and he finds himself getting another layup. New Haven doing a good job working the paint.
Lawyer, tough shot, can't get it to go. Williams with the board. He had a great game against Huntington North in their last showing. 16 points, 8 rebounds. Travel there by the Bulldogs. Homestead going to have possession, but Jakar Williams, fantastic player. He really finds his footing inside. He shot 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. When he is down low, he is in his rhythm.
Well, yeah, 6'5", he's got the height, but he also plays physical. And like I said, played football, committed to college for football. So, he's a very physical player, and he just takes it out right here in the basketball court, and he does a good job with it.
Heading to the University of Findlay to play for the Oilers in Ohio, D2 school. Phenomenal player for the Bulldogs. Grant Leaper can't finish. New Haven playing some very sound all-around basketball through these first almost 3 minutes.
Yeah, you don't see Homestead. Normally Homestead does a good job on the glass getting rebounds. Right now they're not finding themselves getting offensive rebounds and creating second chance efforts.
Jakar Williams just outside the paint. Hook shot of Grant Leaper, not good. Rim unkind. Lawyer has it. Nice outlet pass, Grant Leaper. Ball tipped. Nice defense there by Darion Brooks. Ball off of him.
I think Grant Leaper just, trying to do too much right there, catch it and go up with it. Just lost control. Good defensive play right there by Brooks, taking it away from Grant Leaper.
Lawyer just inside on the baseline. Moving in, shot up. And that's a foul on the Bulldogs up in the air. Called that one on Miles Harris, the senior, his first, team's first, and the best free throw shooter on the floor. And in this game with 86% from the line is heading to the charity stripe.
And Miles Harris has the tough task and the tall task of going against Fletcher Lawyer, but he seems to be being very physical on defense and doing a good job against Lawyer.
First one good for Fletcher Lawyer. He's a fantastic player, coming off a season high 37 against Wayne. And just to talk about how consistent he is, He averages 27.3 a game, and his season high was 37. Before that, 33. That shows how consistent a scorer he is. His season low is 18 against Fishers, too.
One game under 20 points. I mean, like you said, it's just consistent all around. He's always scoring 25 plus.
Big jam by Andrew Leeper. Get the momentum and energy with Homestead to tie this one at 6.
Yeah, good dunk right there by Andrew Leeper. Like you said, just getting the game tied up, getting the crowd back into it. Now for Homestead, a big defensive stop right here.
Three-pointer, good by Tyler Harding. Shoots 19% on the season, but he can hit those. Andrew Leeper deep in the perimeter. New Haven up 3 in the first quarter, just about halfway through that first. Lawyer step up just inside the right elbow, no good. And Williams gets the board. Cottrell, Euro step shot off the glass, not into the basket. And Grant Leeper there for the rebound. Swing, open 3 ball. Yeah, Grady swing from beyond.
A player, if Homestead can get him going from 3, they're going to be locked in tonight.
Response no good by Harding, almost a wedgie. Thought it was about to get stuck there. Lawyer has it for Homestead, just inside the mid-range, thought about taking one. Andrew Leeper, that's going to be a foul on Darion Brooks. A little too much contact as Andrew Leeper was trying to corral that pass.
Yeah, New Haven playing very physical defense. You look at that wide open 3 from Grady Swing. Swish, big 3 right there from Grady Swing.
Talked about physical defense. Homestead, they're getting most of their points when they're moving up tempo and don't have to face the physicality that New Haven has.
Yeah, I think, you're moving in tempo and you get a lot of movement and you find more open passes if you're moving, in the fast tempo offense, because when you're dribbling around, hard to get guys open, but moving in transition, got a very good chance of getting someone open.
Jopwiki baseline inbound. Lawyer has it. Moving in. Shot up and blocked by Brooks. Making his presence felt in the paint. Turnwald with it. Finds Williams near the corner. He feeds Harding. Brooks with it. Moving in. Left elbow, step back. And a travel called one too many steps. Took a pivot foot before he did the step back. Homestead basketball.
Defense doing a great job there on Darion Brooks, not giving him an inch of space, and that's key. If Brooks gets open, normally he's going to hit those, so playing good defense on him so far.
Lawyer with it. Starting off a little cold for his standards, 0 of 3. Trying to get one here, and he does. Fletcher Lawyer, first 3-point attempt, and it falls.
Yeah, big 3 right there by Fletcher Lawyer. Like you said before that, he was a little bit cold. Now he hits one. See if that can't get him in a flow, and he gets a little hot.
Brooks with it, right wing. Swing guarding. Spartans up 3 against the 7-9 New Haven Bulldogs. This is the 6th time New Haven's gone up against SAC competition. James Hardy, the 4th, took some contact, and he's heading to the line.
Yeah, and right there we see New Haven just not afraid to attack the basket. That's something you said earlier on, is just New Haven getting down low, and they're being aggressive in the paint, and it's working for them. They're getting to the line, or they're finishing the bucket.
The Hardy family, one of the most well-known families in Fort Wayne. His father, James Hardy III, played football as a wideout and basketball for Elmhurst, all-around star. Then at IU, he was also a dual-sport athlete. 2007 first team All-Big Ten. And a 2-time third team drafted by the Bills. He is a very well-known name in the city of Fort Wayne. Phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, and that's what James Hardy's out here doing, just carrying on his father's legacy, and he's trying to make a name for himself. That's what they're doing. Kid's just an athlete, and he's trying to go out there and play his game.
Just a sophomore, already getting some varsity time in. And he's looking to build a fantastic career at New Haven with his remaining 2 seasons. Fani Escudo for 3. Didn't get it out bounds off of New Haven. A little confused by the pointing there. It'll be Homestead ball. Baseline inbound coming up.
Again, right there, we see Homestead moving with a little bit of tempo, and they found the same shot that Grady took there earlier. Afani just missed it, though, but Homestead's up-tempo offense working so far.
Escudo moving into the baseline. Finds Schultz open, thought about a 3. Takes some contact, and he's heading to the line for 2 free throws. That's the third team foul for New Haven. All of those team fouls sending the Spartans to the line.
And Jakar Williams, that's his first. That's a player New Haven definitely does not want to get into foul trouble because he's definitely one of the stars on that team and the leader for that team as a senior.
Max Schultz makes the first. He's one of 3 future collegiate athletes on this varsity basketball roster. Committed to St. Francis for football on the January 19th.
Signing his commitment tomorrow here at Homestead High School.
This is definitely signing season. Schultz just one of many in the area putting pen to paper.
Yeah, it's going to be Schultz and Matt Miller and Jay Nabahaka and Gage Sparrow all signing tomorrow, and they're all coming from that Homestead football team.
And a lot of them are going to St. Francis. Big connection between Homestead and Francis, and a nice connection there by Kalpawiki with the 3-ball.
Yeah, right there. You know, that's someone that Homestead looking to get going. He hits a 3 right there. That's a player that if Homestead thinks they can get him going, they're going to be good.
That's a nice defense by Fania Zakuda. Sideline giving him some love. Nice play on JoJo Robertson.
Yeah, matching the physicality from New Haven. You know, Fani's like, you want to play physical, I'll play physical back, and great defense.
That's a turnover. Tucker Day forced it, and another turnover off the foot of Darion Brooks. Jakar Williams tried to posterize Tucker Day. And that is not going to work out when you're going up against 6'7" Tucker Day.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a good defensive play right there by Tucker Day, not letting him take the easy dunk. Went straight up, but official says he batted his arms down.
Makes that first one, might as well make him earn it at the line instead of giving him a jam to give the Bulldogs some momentum. On Brooks. Moving to the sideline, checking in is Jeremiah Cottrell.
It's good defensive awareness right there by Tucker Day. Obviously, you don't want to give up an easy dunk, but it is hard to step in front of someone that's going for a dunk. So that's just a good play right there by Tucker Day.
Lawyer trying to create space, finds some, and hits the 3-ball. Fletcher Lawyers up to 8 and just single digits now away from 2,000. 9 points. Jeremiah Cottrell stepped out of bounds on the baseline, so Homestead's going to get it right back.
New Haven might be trying to move a little too fast right there on that offensive possession. Obviously, you're coming off of a Fletcher Lawyer 3, but you don't need to speed things up so early on in this game. New Haven just got to take their time on that possession.
Inbound here for Homestead. Under a minute left in this first quarter, and the Spartans are up 8 after they have caught some fire in the final half of this first quarter. That's a timeout taken by Coach Johnson as Fletcher Lawyer was trapped. Just a 30-second timeout. And Homestead, you know, it was a close battle and still is, but they've really been able to open up a gap between these two teams. Pretty even on the field, but from beyond the arc, Homestead 4 of 5, New Haven 1 of 3.
Yeah, Homestead shooting it well from beyond the arc, 4 or 5, like I said, 80%. But look at the turnovers right now. New Haven with 5, Homestead with 1. It's always key for games, win the turnover battle. Right now, New Haven not doing that, and that is a part of the reason why they are down by 8 points.
Homestead 1 turnover through 1 quarter. If that stays, that would be the rate of tying the all-time turnover record of only 4 in a game. So they're playing pretty clean basketball right now.
Yeah, that's key, going against a physical basketball team that's going to try to speed you up and get you in uncomfortable positions, and Homestead handling it well, and it shows with just 1 turnover.
Fletcher Lawyer out of the inbound. Like we said, 9 points away from 2,000 in his career. Max Schultz with it. Fani Ezecudo. He feeds Kalpawiki. 12 guarding 12. It's Kalpawiki versus Cottrell. Ezecudo with it. Schultz lost it, but gives to Tucker Day. Homestead, all players hanging around the perimeter. Ten seconds in this first. Lawyer moving in. Shot up and blocked by Miles Harris. And Lawyer blocks a pass, and on the ground, Schultz wasn't ready as he is on the floor. Shot up and good! No way! Joe Robertson! Did the time go off? I didn't even notice. Why not just chuck one?
What a shot right there, and that's the second time we've seen that on Homestead Live this year. Someone chucking up a shot, and it goes in.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Welcome back to Spartan Arena after 1 quarter of play. It's the Spartans up 19-14 against the Dogs of New Haven. And the Bulldogs, they're hanging around just like they did last season against Homestead. Playing some sound basketball through 1 quarter of play.
Yeah, New Haven doing a great job. Very physical basketball team. And, you know, that's something that we've said, you know, before the game was we know New Haven's going to come out. They're going to battle hard with Homestead, and that's what they're doing.
That's a foul on Miles Harris. That's his second. Team's 4th. Baseline inbound here for Kalpawiki.
Like we talked about, he's got the tough battle of guarding Fletcher Lawyer, and sometimes it just feels like the only way to stop him is to foul him, so he's having a tough battle out there with Fletcher.
Mylan Graham checking in for Miles Harris, who entered in a little bit of foul trouble. Inbound into Ezecudo. He's got an open lane. And quickly did James Hardy, the 4th, close in, and that's a travel on Homestead. Nice defensive effort by the Bulldogs to clean up and close the gap.
And New Haven doing a good job on defense right there, forcing a turnover, and they know if we force a turnover and come down and score, we're cutting it to a 1-possession game.
Joe Robertson, the junior, he feeds to Turnwald. Now Graham with it. Back to Robertson, left wing. Ezecudo forces a steal. Oh, and a nice pass to Kalpawiki. That's how you escape a trap. Wow. That's a beauty. Now Lawyer. He can't get his pass to Kalpawiki. A lot of contact. And it's the Bulldogs who have possession.
Yeah, right there, you saw New Haven make an adjustment. Fletch drove in. New Haven brings 2 defenders, and they trap him. He's got no choice but to pass it out. There's too much on that pass from Fletcher, and it goes out of bounds.
Bulldogs 2-3, or 3-2 against SAC competition. They've got wins against Carroll, Wayne, and Concordia. The Cadets are Homestead's next team up as they play in the Cage on Friday. Should be a fun one.
The Cage is a fun place to watch a basketball game. Hostile environment. We've seen buzzer beaters hit at Concordia this year when they played Dwenger. Johnny Washington hit a big buzzer beater. So there's going to be a lot of intensity built around that matchup. You got 1 versus 3 in the SAC going down Friday night.
Yeah, that shot was reposted all over Twitter. Ridiculous one. At half court just stepped up and knocked it down. Cadets are a tough team in Homestead. If they want to win the SAC, they have to get through the gauntlet at the Cage.
Yeah, everyone's going to look at that Northrop loss last night and say, wow, Concordia lost to Northrop, but Concordia was down 16-plus there in the 3rd quarter and battled back all the way down to the end and cut it to a 2-point game.
New Haven on offense. You know, you think Homestead would be focused on Concordia, but talking to some players, practices this week have been all about Wayne and New Haven. They'll attack Concordia next. They're focused game by game. Ball up in the air. Right now it's the grease pig flying around out of bounds. New Haven basketball.
almost there when they were trying to deflect it, hit the backboard, but almost went in. So, got to contain that right there, grab it and go down with it. Stop tipping it up in the air.
This ain't volleyball. I know that there's volleyball lines up there. Wrong sport. And that's a foul up in the air. Called that one on Grant Leeper. His first, team's third. Jakar Williams, a 62% free throw shooter at the line.
Homestead doing a good job tonight containing the fouls. Only with 3 right now is Homestead, so they're doing a good job handling themselves out there on the court.
Grady Swing checking in for Ezecuda. We talked about Jakar Williams' football career a little bit earlier, committed to University of Findlay last Monday. Quarterback for this team. This season, he was a second-team All-NE8. 2020, he was an honorable mention. He threw for 2,861 career passing yards, 808 career rushing yards, 33 touchdowns, too. That's another foul on the Bulldogs. This one on Mylan Graham. And he is actually another big-time two-sport athlete. Plays football, wide receiver. He's visited Ohio State. He's got football interests from IU, Purdue, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. A lot of two-sport athletes on this team.
Yeah, a lot of two-sport athletes. You talk about Jakar Williams, physical, out there, 808 rushing yards. Got to be a very physical quarterback to do that.
QB wide receiver tandem between Williams and Graham. Brooks, nice feed out. Williams, 3-ball on the money. New Haven ties this game in 19.
Talking about Jakar Williams as a quarterback right there, shooting it from deep, just smooth with it right there, tying the game up.
And he's up to 11 points, having a great performance after scoring 16 against the Vikings in their last showing.
And you mentioned last year's game. Look at this, just a perfect play right there from New Haven. Brooks fakes like he's going up with it, kicks it out to a wide open Williams, and he sinks it. Brayden, you were talking about last year's game, how New Haven hung around with Homestead in the first half. We're seeing the same thing tonight.
And that's a travel by the Spartans. Can't have mistakes like that in a tie game. 5:54 left. It's 19 all, and the Bulldogs got an opportunity to take the lead.
And here's their chance right here. Homestead, they force a bad turnover, and now it's your chance to step up, and you got to take full advantage of a Homestead mistake.
Haven't had the lead since the first few minutes of the quarter. That's a tough turnover there. Tyler Harding could not find Jakar Williams down low, and now Homestead has it.
And New Haven coming with a full court press right now. Going to put the pressure on Homestead, see if they can't get the ball up the court.
Pretty swing. Double team, ball tipped, saved. Can New Haven get it? No, Kapowicki keeps it with the Spartan side. Andrew Leeper had an open lane, didn't see it, give it to Lawyer instead. Now swing. Right wing, guarded by Cottrell, baseline, give to Kapowicki, corner 3. Didn't get it to go. And Graham has it for the Bulldogs. Williams crossed the timeline. One-handed feed to Cottrell. Top of the key, Graham Williams, step up 3. Left it short, offensive board for Brooks. His feed to Williams, fired it at his shins. Williams wasn't ready for it. Fast break, Grady swing. Lawyer thought about a 3. Moves inside, layup ball stripped. Jakar Williams there. And New Haven will have possession. The Bulldogs keep on converting on defense.
A good attack right there by Graham, just snatching at the ball. Fletcher Lawyer out of bounds. New Haven, another turnover from Homestead. New Haven got to take advantage because they've gotten it twice. Haven't scored yet. Got to score on this one to take the lead.
Mylan Graham heading to the sideline with a clap and ovation. He's had a great start to this game for the Bulldogs. Did not play against Huntington North, but he's making an impact already in this one. Layup up and off the money by Tyler Harding. Swing with it, full court defense giving him some trouble. And now they get it cross court. Andrew Leeper moving in on the baseline, and they're gonna call a charge. Miles Harris clapping it up, took the contact, and helps New Haven get the ball back.
That's a big charge taken right there by Harris. Just such a good play. Awareness of, you got Andrew Leeper attacking the basket. he gets set up and takes a charge. That's a huge turn of events right there for New Haven.
Timeout by Homestead. Coach Johnson not satisfied right now. Tie game, 19-19. New Haven, just like last year, keeping up here in the first half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Welcome back to Spartan Arena. Tie game, 19-all. And Homestead has hit an enormous cold stretch. They have not scored since a minute left in the first quarter.
And a charge taken right there by Harris, setting up this New Haven offensive possession. And charges can really get a team amped up. And we'll see what happens right here on this New Haven possession.
New Haven firing on all cylinders right now, trying to get the lead that they haven't had since the first couple minutes. This first quarter, ball on the ground. Brooks ends up with it and just throws one up from the ground. Lawyer, easy steal. Now Kapeliki moving in toward the baseline. Feeds Andrew Leeper off the glass, no good. And Grant Leeper there to finish with the second chance bucket.
That's what Homestead's got to do every time a miss. Attack the basket, and right there, Grant Leeper attacking the basket, and he gets to finish for the second chance effort.
Brooks in the left wing. Guarded by Swing. Tried to find Harris. Ball on the ground. Andrew Leeper, fast break, slippery ball. Kapeliki keeps it with him. Grant Leeper, one-handed jam, and he could not get the hops there. Williams, he'll get one, and he finishes. You don't got the hops? Well, guess what, pal? I do. Fletcher Lawyer in the right wing. Now Kapeliki. Mid-range give out Andrew Leeper. Grady Swing, top of the key. 2:50 left in this first half of play. 21-all, and Lawyer stepped out of bounds. New Haven will have it.
Just another mental mistake right there for Homestead. Look at that dunk right there by Williams, getting up.
Elevation.
Yeah, finishing at the bucket was Jakar Williams.
And he has had a splendid game so far. 13 of New Haven's 21. Harris, he gives to Brooks, mid-range jumper over Swing. The defense does not exist for Darion Brooks.
Brooks taking after his brother, getting a bucket right there. New Haven is battling toe-to-toe with Homestead.
And New Haven has the lead, 21-13. Andrew Leeper and Brooks got their paws up against each other. New Haven will have possession. Called that a foul on Andrew Leeper.
Yeah, tough one right there for Homestead. Just too much contact for the officials' liking, and now it's New Haven basketball again.
Bulldogs play with such intensity. You know, they may be 7-9 on the year, but they compete in every single game. They give their opponents a run for their money. Right now, they have the lead against number 9 Homestead. Starting with it, 2-minute drill in this first half of play. Williams, he feeds Harris. Now Brooks in the paint, and a travel call. Coach Stevens surprised about that call, and Homestead will get possession.
It's a big possession right here for the Homestead offense. You've had an offensive foul called, and New Haven gets the ball back, but you still find yourself getting a stop. Got to take advantage.
Fani Esekuda. Grady Swing. Homestead hanging around the perimeter right now. Fletcher Lawyer, hesitation, moving in. Find Ezekudo, 3-ball, open space, and he swishes it. Fast break, Brooks immediately takes it, can't get the layup, second attempt, blocked by Grant Leaper, ball saved by Afani Ezekudo. The defense of Homestead, Grady's swing at the baseline. And a whistle blown, that's a foul on New Haven. Grady's swing, heading to the line for the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, Brooks gets it right back. He gets a second chance effort, and Grant Leaper goes in and says, "Get that out of here. We're taking that back." And they go down the court, and they draw a foul from New Haven.
Bulldogs, that was a great outlet pass that they had immediately trying to get some points. Brooks just could not finish.
That was a great opportunity created by New Haven, moving in transition and moving quick, and found an open man, just could not finish at the bucket.
Grady swing makes his first. Very consistent free throw shooter, shooting 78 on the season. Going for a second, he gets that one too. 26-23, Spartans have the lead, just above a minute left in this first half.
That's something Homestead does pretty well, is free throw shooting. We've seen that throughout this season. And Homestead, you feel pretty confident in almost all the Homestead players when they go to the free throw line.
Harding, few dribble moves, trying to get some space, can't find any. Great defense by Ezekudo. Brooks follows a screen, deep 3-ball, making it rain from the parking lot. Ties this one up at 26.
Huge shot right there by Brooks, and it's bringing New Haven right back into a tie game.
Lawyer moving in off the glass, left it way too hard. And a foul called on New Haven. Fletcher Lawyer to the line.
Just pulls up, had a hand in his face too. Good defense right there by Grady Swing. Put the hand up in his face, and Brooks says, "I'm going to shoot this one," and he hit it.
And it's amazing. You can see from his demeanor he was going to take it. That's why Homestead was right there with him. And he just had that mentality the moment he got the ball. You know what, I'm just going to make this, tie the ball game.
Great shot right there by Brooks, and had a hand in the face and somehow just was able to make it.
He's got 7 points in this one. Meanwhile, Lawyer with 9. If he can make this one, he's up to double digits and 7 away from 2,000. And he does. 10 points for Fletcher Lawyer in this first half of play. Spartans get the lead back, 28-26. Harding, top of the key, swing guarding. He feeds to Brooks, who just hit a long 3-ball from the same spot. Tried to launch one in. Lawyer saves it as it was heading out of bounds. Homestead could get the final possession. Lawyer with it. Double teamed. Brooks and Harris, now Ezekudo. 12 seconds left. Schultz feeds Grady Swing. Tight defense by Harding. Now Lawyer with it. 4 seconds, step up 3, making it rain! That's how you end the first half. Lawyer, 13 points. And Homestead leads by 5. Let's go down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery with Coach Johnson.
Thank you, Brayden and Coach. 5-point game heading into halftime. What do you have to do to get your team to extend their lead in the second half?
Well, it hurt us at the end of the first quarter when they hit that half-court shot. It just wasn't good off of that. So they got that momentum. But we were able to hang on, took a 5-point lead now. Hopefully we get it figured out in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony, and Coach Johnson is absolutely right. A lot of momentum gained there, and the Homestead Spartans head into the locker room, up 6 against the Dogs.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza. Located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco specializes in pizza, subs, and more. Order online at marcos.com or by phone at 625-6800. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
This is the OPS Halftime Report.
And welcome to the OPS Halftime Report. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined alongside Chris Kohrman. It's been an exciting one through one half of play. New Haven's been hanging around. Homestead got some points to end that first half and take a 5-point lead.
You know, this game seems a lot like what happened last night with Homestead. Wayne competed well in the first half. We'll see what Homestead can do in the second half. You know, like Coach Chris Johnson said there in the first quarter, it hurt him when New Haven hit that half-court shot, and it kind of took just the momentum out, and then Homestead battled back there in the second quarter and took a lead at 5 going into halftime.
Looking at some stats from that first half, a lot of shots taken by the Spartans, and they're shooting 39% right now, well below where they would want to be. Shooting 75% from beyond, though, 6 of 8, and that includes 6 of 6 between Kalpawiki and Lawyer. Both of them have 3 balls and no misses. And turnovers have been plenty of right now, with New Haven 12 and Homestead 9.
Yeah, that turnover battle, 9 turnovers now for Homestead. That's about 8, or, you know, around 8 in the second quarter. So Homestead not playing the cleanest ball right there in the second quarter, but, you know, still maintaining a 5-point lead heading to halftime. So I feel like you're pretty pleased with what's going on. New Haven just playing very physical defense. You got to come out in the second half and be able to match that.
Yeah, this team averages 62.3 a game. They've got 31 points right now, so they're pretty much at their average. New Haven, they're just responding with these runs as Homestead gets things going. It's punching back and forth.
Well, and that's kind of something that we expect when Homestead plays physical teams like that, or teams that are, you know, willing to step up and play some tough defense against them. You know, it just becomes a battle, and right now this battle's going back and forth.
Let's take a look at some SAC headlines here in the middle of the week. Summit Athletic Conference going to be represented in Super Bowl 56. Homestead's Ben Skoranek for the Rams and Snyder's Jesse Bates for the Bengals. Big game on Sunday night.
Yeah, don't know if, you know, the people have seen the bet going on between Fort Wayne Community School superintendent put out a bet with his Bengals jerseys on. And, you know, the Bart Ginder had his on. Mr. Ginder going out there, and guess what? He had a Homestead Spartan Ben Skoranek jersey on. So this is going to be a battle between Snyder and Homestead, but better yet, a great game between the Rams and the Bengals.
And speaking of those two teams, Snyder and Homestead, the only SAC teams to reach the regionals in any of the girls' state tournaments. Dwenger, Southside, and Northrop all got to the sectional championship. Couldn't get things done, though, in their separate sectionals. So it will be Homestead and Snyder, both in the same regional, who made it.
I'm really excited about that Homestead-Noblesville game coming up in the weekend. That's going to be a great one. And then you got Snyder in there as well. Snyder, you know, they got a rather easier matchup going against Northwestern in the morning, but so good to see both SAC teams that made it in the same regional potential championship matchup between two SAC teams.
And then the Spartans, they control their own SAC destiny with Dwenger upsetting Snyder on Saturday, Northrop defeating Concordia last night. Homestead, the only one-loss SAC team, and as long as they can get through that test at Concordia in a home game against rival Carroll, they will be SAC champions again.
It's pretty easy for Homestead. Control what you can control, and that's winning basketball games. And that's what you got to do. You got to get past Concordia, and you got to get past Carroll. Obviously, Carroll not having the best of years. The biggest surprise definitely in the SAC is Carroll, but it is a rivalry matchup, a matchup that Carroll will get up for.
And now let's take a little more insight into the regional for the Homestead Spartans and the Snyder Panthers. We talked about them a little bit in the SAC headlines. Very interesting regional between those two, arguably the toughest regional in the 4A tournament. Homestead will have to face Noblesville, the only team that has defeated them this season. If the Spartans win, they would more than likely face Snyder in the regional championship, who has to play Northwestern. Snyder expected to win that game, and hey, Snyder gave them a tough battle in January. The road to a state title is enduring, and that shows in the Marion Regional.
That's going to be a phenomenal matchup going down there at 10 a.m. in Marion. Going to be a fun one. I'm excited to go and watch that game. Definitely going to be a loud atmosphere from both sides, but Noblesville, the one team to knock off Homestead this year. So, Homestead's obviously got that on their mind that, they beat us once. Now it's our turn, and like you said, Brayden Snyder, the favorite team in that Northwestern matchup. So, like I said earlier, could see a 2 SAC team regional championship down at Marion on Saturday.
Look at those Sagarin ratings. Almost every team in the top 10. Northwestern, the outlier at 53rd. 53rd still very respectable, though, for that 4A squad. A very tough regional. Like I said earlier, it's either the toughest or one of the toughest in not only the 4A tournament, but in all of IHSAA. It is an absolute gauntlet, and whoever comes out of that could be a state champion.
You call it a gauntlet right there at the regional. How about the Noblesville sectional? It's a gauntlet. You got Fishers, Carroll, all the Indy schools. So it takes a lot to get out of that regional, or to get out of the sectional, and that's what Noblesville did.
It's just about time for the second half between Homestead and New Haven. Right after this break, we will go back to the action here at Spartan Arena to see if Homestead can defeat their old NE8 foe. You're watching Homestead Basketball and Homestead Live.
Marco's Pizza. Located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco specializes in pizza, subs, and more. Order online at marcos.com or by phone at 625-6800. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
Welcome back to Spartan Arena. Both teams getting warmed up for this third quarter. Homestead up 31-26 after 16 minutes of play with 16 left to go. This is an interesting battle. Can New Haven close the gap and pull off a big upset?
Yeah, and it comes down to a lot of third quarter. This is a big third quarter for both teams. I'm sure New Haven talking about we got to get off to a fast start here in the third quarter, and if New Haven can get that, like I said, Brayden closing the gap, they get off to a fast start. Homestead got to be ready because I'm sure New Haven coming out with a next level type of intensity here in the third.
Homestead was up 5 against Wayne last night. At halftime, they were able to win by 20. The question is, can they do the same in this game, or will New Haven hang around?
It's kind of like last year's game. Obviously a close game last year, and then Homestead kind of broke it open in the second half like we saw last night against Wayne. So, Homestead back-to-back nights in close games. How big's the second half for Homestead?
And Homestead immediately starts off the second half with a turnover. Grant Leaper, some space off the glass, couldn't get it. And New Haven has it. Nice defensive stop of their own. Brooks spinning around, tough shot in the basket. Darion Brooks with the defense all over him. He's up to 9 points in this game, nearing double digits, and here's Fletcher Lawyer with it. He is just 4 away from 2,000 in his career. Grant Leaper is fouled on the way up, so he's heading to the line for 2 free throws. Shoots 43% on the season, looking to make these 2 to help the Spartans out big time.
Good spin move right there by Grant Leaper, forcing Brooks on the outside and forced him to take that foul because he knew Grant Leaper was just going to have the easy lay-in wide open.
First free throw, good. A nice swish. The brother of Andrew Leaper. He played JV last year. Where's Andrew Leaper's old number 22? Great player. Makes that second one. New Haven with possession now. Spartans up 5 again. Harding, top of the key. Moving in towards the baseline, off the basket, or no, off the glass, and no good. Homestead cross court. Afani gets some spacing, gets one to go. Ezecudo down low.
Homestead with the up-tempo offense. Like we said earlier, if you get in that up-tempo offense, you find openings right there. Afani Ezecudo going coast to coast to finish.
Cottrell got his wallet stolen there. Max Schultz with the turnover. Homestead stepping it up a bit to start off this third quarter. Lawyer in the corner. Ran into his own man, takes a shot and gets it to go. A little miscommunication doesn't throw him off. He is 1 2-pointer away from 2K.
Yeah, now he's only got to make one more 2-pointer, and he's at 2,000 points in his high school career. What an accomplishment that is for Fletcher Lawyer when he gets there.
Tyler Harding gets it into Williams, down low, shot up for Cottrell and in. Make it a 7-point game now. Kalpwiki crossed the timeline. He hands off to Lawyer, back to Kalpwiki, wide open corner 3, and he couldn't get it to go. Ball on the ground, and Brooks has it for the Bulldogs. Fast break, step up at the elbow. Not into the basket, Ezecudo with the board. He finds Lawyer, 3-ball for 2,000, and he gets it to go! 2K for number 2.
What an accomplishment for Fletcher Lawyer. 2,000 points in his career, 2,001 points in his career.
Whistle blown. Cheerleaders holding up to the 2,000. Between Clarkston and Homestead, Fletcher Lawyer has reached the career milestone.
Yeah, obviously they're going to save the big ceremony next Friday for Carroll. We're going to see Fletcher Lawyer honored with the basketball that says 2,000 on it.
Jakar Williams gets the inbound. Spinning around, shot up and good. Jakar Williams up to 15 in this ball game. Makes it an 8-point game.
New Haven's not going to go away. They're going to keep battling right there. They're still playing physical. Found a way to get down low and finish at the hoop. So New Haven battling.
Fletcher Lawyer, another 3, no good off the rim. Grant Leaper trying to finish, and he does with a second chance bucket.
Right there for Homestead, getting a second chance effort. That's always been huge for Homestead. Been aggressive on the offensive rebounds tonight, and it's paying off.
Cottrell, the elbow, out, Harding 3-bomb. Yeah, right in front of the sideline, and then he gets it to go.
Nice shot right there, getting him open, and he hits it. New Haven coming down the court now. Got to step up and play some tough defense.
Ezecudo, give out to Kalpwiki. Smart pass there. Now Lawyer with it. Moving in, finds Leaper. Wide open jam. No one around him. Spartans lead by 9.
It's good awareness right there by Fletcher Lawyer. Was going to drive it in himself. Saw Grant Leaper at an open back door, and he passed it right to him.
Another steal by the Spartans. Kalpwiki can't get it to go. Nice defense by Harris. Lawyer has it. 3-ball, in and out. Rebound for Miles Harris. Brooks dumps it to Cottrell. Can't get the and one, but he does get fouled, and he's going to the line for 2 free throws. The Lawyer a little bit shaken up. Helped up by his teammates.
And Homestead a couple misses back-to-back. And New Haven's going to take it down and try to play a little up-tempo. Right there it works for him, and they're going to the free throw line.
Jeremiah Cottrell coming off a 6.2 rebound game against the Vikings. Averages 7.5 per contest. 50% free throw shooter. Can't get that first one. You know, the Bulldogs, they have to make everything that they've got for free. When you get free throws like this in a single-digit game against a ranked team in Class 4A, got to finish the job at the charity stripe. And he gets the second one with a lucky bounce off the back of the iron. 8-point game now. Ania Zakuto, give to Grant Leaper, right wing, now Schultz. Same spot, moves toward the baseline. Back to Grant Leaper, and Williams steals the pass. He's played some great play all game. 3-bomb, left it short. Almost got his own rebound, but Grant Leaper says no to that. Fletcher Lawyer, fast break, layup, and one! Lawyer ain't stopping at 2,000.
Good attack right there. Homestead's playing New Haven, but it's Fletcher Lawyer out there with the Bulldog mentality, driving to the hoop and finishing for the and one.
And some substitutions here. Nice swing. Andrew Leaper checking in. Fletcher Lawyer having himself a great game, up to 20. Shooting perfect from the line. Half and half from beyond the arc.
Now Homestead's got Grady Swing in there now. Saw him battling a little bit of an injury to start the third quarter. Didn't check him in until later on in the third quarter. So good to see Grady Swing back out there for Homestead.
Harding feeds it. Turnwald 3. Almost a wedgie. Didn't get it. Now Homestead has it. Kapawiki feeds to Ezecudo. New Haven bench wanted to travel there. When Kapawiki thought he took too many steps. Now Swing with it. Right wing, feed to Lawyer. 3-ball, yeah, over Cottrell.
You don't want to give Fletcher Lawyer an inch of space, and I don't think he was given an inch of space right there, and he still finds a way to hit the 3. Fletcher Lawyer having himself a night on the night he scores 2,000 points.
Williams bounce pass to Brooks, double teamed off the glass, no good. Kapawiki with the rebound for Homestead. He feeds to Swing in transition. Now Lawyer gives to Ezecudo. 3 in the corner. Air ball left it a little to the right. Outlet pass to Brooks. Ends up out of bounds off of Fletcher Lawyer. New Haven will get it at the baseline.
You know, Brayden, you talked about Fletcher Lawyer as a consistent player. His career high was 33 going into last night, and then he got up to 37. He was averaging around 28 points per game. Right now he's at 24. Just shows how consistent of a player Fletcher Lawyer is, and he's showing that tonight as well, already up to 24 points.
Whistle blown, and that's a foul on the Spartans. Make that the third of this second half. Called that one on Afani Ezecudo, his first. Another baseline inbound for the Bulldogs. Gets it into Brooks, back to Williams, who just passed it in. Tough one over Andrew Leaper, not in. Williams tried to save it off of Ezecudo. They're gonna say he stepped out of bounds as he attempted that save, so Homestead will have possession. Nice defensive stop.
That's a big stop right there for Homestead. New Haven was looking to cut it, down to 11, but Homestead coming up with a big defensive stop and forcing New Haven a turnover.
Kapawiki with it for Homestead. He gets Grady Swing at the logo. Back to Kapawiki. Top key, Swing with it, give to Lawyer. Oh, find some wide open space. Let the layup short, wanted a call there. Didn't get it. Williams with it for New Haven. A weird pass by Jakar Williams. It will stay with the Bulldogs though. Kickball violation.
New Haven right now obviously still battling in this matchup game. Not out of reach yet for New Haven. They've been playing physical all night. Not seeing that go away yet from New Haven, so it's good to see New Haven still playing with some intensity.
JoJo Robertson in the game now for the Bulldogs. Guarded by Kapawiki. He feeds to Turnwald. 3-pointer. Got it to go with the defense closing in. Just an 11-point game now. Ezecudo quick across the court. Double team finds Kapawiki. Andrew Leaper cuts through the defense. And a whistle blown. Argument between officials in the Homestead bench, they wanted that up. Actually, it will be up in the air, so shooting 2 free throws is Andrew Leeper. That's what the argument was. They wanted that up in the air. Initially called on the ground.
Obviously, right there, Andrew Leeper got up arguing, wanted a goaltending on the shot, but just wasn't able to get it. He thought he was going to get the goaltending call. Thought the bucket should have counted. Official not going to give him that call.
Leeper makes that first free throw. Zach Schultz back in the game for Ezecudo. Spartans up 12, minute 46 left in the third. Second one good too for Andrew Leeper. Spartans up 13, but New Haven, they keep on keeping it just close enough that at any moment they could get on a run and make this a very close game.
Well, you know, New Haven's definitely a team that's capable of going on a big run. We've seen them do it in the first half, so, you know, not going to be surprised if they go on one here either late in the third or early in the fourth.
But they keep on having turnovers like that. That time it was JoJo Robertson who lost it. That's a foul on JoJo Robertson on Fletcher Lawyer. Team's fourth, his first. And if you're the Homestead Spartans, you got to play some sound all-around basketball right now to really extend this lead and give the Bulldogs no chance. Three-pointer in the corner for Andrew Leeper. Yep, got it from beyond the arc.
Andrew Leeper having himself a night. We've seen him take a couple threes, and tonight he's doing well. That's his second on the night, so Andrew Leeper stepping up big for Homestead.
JoJo Robertson left it a little to the right from beyond. Now Lawyer with it. Threads through the defense and almost got a bucket down low. You can see the sideline. They were anticipating a big and one, but he's heading to the line for 2 free throws. With a minute left in this third quarter, that is the third foul for Jakar Williams.
I think everyone just thinks, you know, Fletcher Lawyer, a big three-point shooter, but he attacks the basket like a bulldog, not afraid to get down low. And he does it quite a lot. It's one of the reasons he gets to the free throw line a lot for Homestead. It's just his bulldog mentality, getting down low and being aggressive.
And Homestead, they're shooting fantastic from the line, 13 of 14. Now 13 of 15, still only missed 2. Really stepping up from the charity stripe. Turnwald with it. He feeds to Williams, top of the key. Back to Turnwald, 3-ball over Schultz, and he gets it to go. Big one by Turnwald. Whistle blown in transition. Official talking to Turnwald and Schultz. They may have had an exchange. Either way, no whistle blown. Or a whistle blown, but no foul called.
That's just like the official's way of giving them a warning. It's like, you know, you had your little exchange. You know, stop it before I do take the next step and calling a foul.
Kapwicki cross the timeline for Homestead. Andrew Leeper, now 30 seconds left in this third quarter. He feeds to Swing. Schultz. Now Lawyer, deep in the perimeter. Homestead probably passing around for the final possession. Ten seconds left. Lawyer near the half-court line. Guarded closely by Graham. 3-ball in and out. Schultz is there, and he gets it to go to end the fourth quarter. Homestead just keeps on topping off these last 2 quarters, and the Spartans up 16 against New Haven.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Spartans up 16 with 1 quarter play left. And Homestead, they have really cleaned things up from the field, shooting 45% right now. They were shooting below 40 in that first half of play. From beyond the arc, they're shooting in volume now, still getting them to go a little bit of a lower percentage with 56%, but it's all about the charity stripe where they are dominated and turnovers, 17-10. Homestead really in control of their ball compared to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm always looking at the turnovers. Homestead, they had 9 going into halftime. Look at what they got now, 10. So Homestead 1 turnover in the third quarter, and that's kind of what led them to have a rather big third quarter, and they broke open the score to where they are now with a 16-point lead.
Schiltz into Kalbwicki to start off this final stanza. Guarded by Turnwald. He feeds Andrew Leeper, gets some space, now swing with it. Lawyer in the corner, back to swing. Homestead moving around the perimeter. Lawyer thought about a three-pointer, takes a step-up jumper at the mid-range instead and gets it with a swish.
Just continuing where he left off there at the end of the third. Fletcher Lawyer coming out making an easy jump shot, and he always makes it look easy with that smooth jump shot.
Brooks passed it, trying to lead on Williams, but Kalbwicki was there for the interception. Max Schiltz left wing moving in. Out to Leeper, hesitation. Fine swing in the corner, 3-ball off the rim and out, left it short. Williams with the board. Deep outlet pass finds Brooks. Nice exchange there, up in the air. And that is a foul on Homestead.
We saw Jakar Williams, obviously a quarterback. He decided to air one out right there to Brooks, and he found him. And then Homestead taking a tough foul under the hoop. So that's going to send Brooks to the line.
He heaved it like he did in the football season. Brooks shooting 2 free throws here. Can't hit the first one. A couple substitutions here for the Bulldogs. As Cottrell and Harding are in for Graham and Hardy the fourth. Brooks, second free throw here. He can't connect with that one either. And Harding saved it, and Cottrell finishes it off. Nice play off the 2 missed free throws by the Bulldogs.
Right there, Homestead got to get that rebound off of a missed free throw. Can't let New Haven go down and have another chance at scoring some points.
Whistle blown in transition. Call that on New Haven. Another foul for these Bulldogs. They're up to 6, 1 away from sending Homestead to the 1-1 bonus. Call that one on Tyler Harding, his first. Andrew Leeper. He feeds Lawyer. Back out Andrew Leeper. And he's fouled on the way up. So that'll send Homestead to the 1-1 bonus. Either way, it's 2 shots for Andrew Leeper.
Andrew Leeper doing a nice job there attacking the basket. Just going right after the New Haven defender, and that's something we've seen Andrew Leeper do a lot this year's just attack the basket. Right now, Andrew Leeper sitting with 9 points and 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Make it 3 for 3. And by the way, that was the 3rd foul by Darion Brooks. New Haven's 2 stars. Him and Williams now both in some foul trouble, both with 3. Leeper has another 2 trip. Spartans up 62-44. Harding at the right wing. Guarded by Kalbwicki. He feeds to Williams in the mid-range. Leeper guarding. Spins around, shot off the glass, and left it long. Nice outlet pass to Schiltz. Has some space and tried to feed Andrew Leeper with the alley-oop, and Coach Johnson is not satisfied at all with that decision. He had an open lane and didn't take the shot.
Obviously, you always want to pull off something cool, and trying to complete an alley-oop right there. Just, the pass hit the rim for Homestead, not able to complete the alley-oop.
Andrew Leeper is lucky he didn't hang on the rim for too long. Could have gotten a technical, and that would have really upset Coach Johnson. New Haven on offense. That was the 3rd foul, by the way, by Max Schiltz. Jakar Williams. The baseline guarded by Lawyer. Shot off the glass. Can't get it to go, but he gets the second chance points. Ezecuto with it for the Spartan offense. Cuts by Turnwald and blocked by Brooks. Fast break for New Haven. Williams, tough shot, and he's fouled by Fletcher Lawyer. Jakar Williams heading to the line. 2 shots. Team down 16 with 5:46 left in this fourth quarter.
And New Haven still pushing the basketball. Not afraid to attack the basket. Jakar Williams, he's done it all game, getting down low, and right there he draws the foul against Fletcher Lawyer.
He's having a great game here with 17 points, now 18. He had 16 against Huntington North. He's had a great 2-game stretch here. Grant Leeper checking in for Afandi Ezecudo. Second free throw here by Williams goes as well, 2 of 2 trip. And the score is 62-48.
And Williams does a good job there for New Haven. That's 35 points in last game and counting tonight's game. So Williams stepping up big for New Haven tonight in the last game against Huntington North.
Lawyer guarded closely by Brooks. Kapowicki, now Schultz, bounce pass, Andrew Leeper. He dumps to Lawyer, ball out of bounds, lost his handles. Or not lost his handles, just lost control of the ball. As a turnover, New Haven has possession.
Here's just another mistake right there by Homestead. New Haven, they've seen this a lot. Homestead has made a couple mistakes. New Haven not able to take advantage, so we'll see what they can do right here.
New Haven's not entirely out of this. If they can get a 3-pointer here, or even any kind of basket, that would be big. Can't get one there as Lawyer has some nice defense down low. Swing in transition, feeds to Leeper, open 3 ball. Rolls around the rim and doesn't go, but Kapowicki steals it. Puts it up and 1 over Harding. That's the kind of shot that can change this game and put it in the books.
Yeah, you got Andrew Leeper, just missed a 3, and Kyron Kapowicki goes in with the rebound and gets the and 1. That's what Homestead loves to see from a player stepping up like Kyron Kapowicki.
He's up to 5 points in this game. Playing a nice defensive effort. Can't get the free throw to go with it, but Williams there for the board. New Haven possession. They need some points on this possession especially, and Williams gets it with the and 1.
And New Haven goes down, and they get theirs own there. That's just a good response from New Haven, not going down after the and 1 from Homestead. They go back down the court, and they get their own.
Crucial free throw here for Williams, and he swishes it no problem. New Haven cutting the deficit to 13. Their defense needs to step up, though. They have not been able to stop Homestead recently. Kapowicki, now Leeper with it. Give to Lawyer. Homestead hanging around the perimeter, heading inside, cuts through the defense off the glass, left it strong. And Brooks is there for the rebound. Fast break pass, gets it into Williams. He feeds, tough one by Cottrell, can't get it. Brooks rebound, and he gets it. Tough fall. Big bucket by Cottrell, keeping that offensive possession alive.
The battle there by New Haven, cutting it down to 11 points. Like you said, Brayden, New Haven not out of this one yet.
Kapowicki feeds Lawyer near the top of the key. Now swing with it, left wing. Andrew Leeper, Darion Brooks both ended up on the ground. That's going to be a foul on Brooks. Look at that face. He is shocked to see that call. That is his 4th foul. Critical as he is a star player for this team. It also sends Andrew Leeper to the line for the 1-and-1.
When you think about it this way, that's a tough foul to take because New Haven trying to make a run back in this game. And now you have Brooks down there with 4 fouls. If he gets his 5th, that's crucial for New Haven because if you're trying to make a run back, you need him.
Leeper's been consistent from the line in this one, shooting perfect 4 of 4. Now 5 of 5, really helping this team keep this lead in double digits. He's got 12 points in a big performance. Second one goes as well, stays perfect from the stripe. Homestead up 13. New Haven, they've got to respond. Harding, top of the key, feeds to Williams. Rise and fire, step back, swish! Jakar Williams 10-point game.
New Haven not going away quiet. Williams steps up and hits a big three for New Haven. Now New Haven got to step up on the defense side of the ball, see if they can't force a turnover.
Schultz moving in. Takes a step back instead. Nice defense by Brooks. Not letting them cut inside. Lawyer. Now to Kapowicki. Corner three. Tough one, and he gets it with Turnwald closing in. Williams looking for a response here. Step up three. Oh, yeah, Jakar Williams.
Williams keeping New Haven in this one, stepping up and hitting a big shot right there. Just got to get the defensive stop.
He is up to 28 points. Schultz, corner three. He responds. Back and forth, these two teams go from the arc.
And right now, New Haven stepping up on offense, hitting some big threes. Just cannot get the stops on defense right now.
Williams going inside. Layup. Oh, he left it short. Needed that one to go. Homestead up 13. Lawyer feeds Kapowicki. How about a three-pointer? No good. Fani is good with the offensive board. Leaper. Jam time! Big one in the fourth quarter. Jakar Williams. Catch and shoot three. Left that one short too. Gets his own rebound. Heads inside. Shot off the glass. No good. Kapowicki with the rebound. And he's fouled by Jakar Williams. Now sent Kapowicki to the line for the double bonus with 2:10 left. Spartans up 15.
And they were going back and forth with the threes, and then Leaper comes in and hits a dunk for Homestead. So that's a good battle back from Homestead. After going back and forth, you settle in and you take a couple on your own.
He left that one with some authority. Let that rim hang. You know, he broke a rim against Wayne last season. Maybe he was going for one there. Let that one down with authority. Kapowicki to the line. Star player Jakar Williams, who's got 28 in this one, has 4 fouls along with Brooks. New Haven Stars in some foul trouble. Kapowicki makes that first. 16-point game with 2:10 left. New Haven, they've really been able to stay in this game, but time is just running out on them.
Well, like we talked about in the pregame show, was we want to see some other players step up. Here you look at that scoreboard. Fletcher Lawyer's up to 27, but you got Kyron Kapowicki in double digits and Andrew Leaper in double digits. So Homestead sharing the ball around tonight, doing well.
Lawyer with the steal. Oh, nice block by Williams. Oh, and a technical by Fletcher Lawyer. Oh, and he's out of the game. A double technical.
What a turn of events right there. Fletcher Lawyer, double technical, out of the game.
And if you look at the replay, he might have wanted a goaltend here, and that means he can't play Friday. That is the big impact of that one. Out of the game. And that right there, that moment right there, could absolutely shift the SAC. That could change everything. We are talking about an SAC season-defining moment as Fletcher Lawyer double technical out of the game, and since it was in the fourth quarter of this one, he is out for Friday at the cage against Concordia.
Yeah, I mean, he got the first technical and then, you know, probably said a couple more things after he got the first one and they gave him the second one. And like you were talking about, Brayden, now that takes him out of Friday's matchup, and Friday's supposed to be the big game for Homestead. Obviously, Coach Johnson down there defending his player and, you know, giving the official an earful, but you know, that's what you're supposed to do as a coach, defend your player, and that's what he did.
These officials have been very strict on the talking, not only between the players, but with the officials in this game. They called a warning earlier. Right there, 0 tolerance for Lawyer's conversation with the official. Williams makes his first free throw, and we can't describe how important that is. Fletcher Lawyer has played in every single game this season. He's the leading scorer for this squad with 27.3 a game. He's got 27 in this one. and he will not play in the biggest game of the year at Concordia.
I mean, it's kind of going to be the defining moment for the Homestead season. Can you have players step up? That's kind of like the big thing. And, Coach Johnson, obviously not happy right now with what just happened, but, he's not afraid to, have a challenge coming up on Friday because, he wants a challenge, and Friday you got to have other players step up, and Coach Johnson will take it as a challenge, and, no doubt in my mind, Homestead will come out ready to play come Friday night.
Fonny Ezecuto has it for Homestead. And if you're a Snyder fan, hopes are alive. Fletcher Lawyer out of the next game. If Homestead loses to Concordia or Carroll and Snyder wins out, they would be SAC champions. Brooks fouled on the way up. There's a lot of anger in this crowd right now. Another foul.
Another tough foul taken right there by Homestead. Up to 20 fouls in the second half is this game.
First one good by Brooks. Minute 26 left. 13-point game. Second one good as well. You can see Coach Johnson on the sideline. Frustration for that entire Homestead bench. As now you got to think, we may win this one. But no Lawyer against Concordia.
It just becomes like I said, another challenge for Homestead. And Coach Johnson is one of the most respected coaches in the state of Indiana, so there is no doubt in my mind he will have a good game plan set up for Friday in a crucial matchup for Homestead. Obviously doing it without Fletcher Lawyer is not ideal, but it's just another step in this climb for Homestead heading into the postseason.
But you have to think, you only have 2 days now to prepare with a completely new system and game plan. Only 2 days. Brooks at the perimeter. Moving in, shot up, off the back of the iron, no good. And another foul. Call that one on Brooks, and he is out of the ball game, fouled out. Minute 4 left. If you're a Homestead fan, this has been the longest final 2 minutes to a game.
Well, it's kind of like the unexpected for right now. I mean, you don't expect late in the fourth to have a technical foul called and, an ejection. So, just not the ideal situation for Homestead.
Timeout called. Homestead up 14, pretty much seals this game. This has really been an unreal finish. Not because of the score, but because of the double technical called on Fletcher Lawyer, arguing about a possible goaltending not called, ejected from the game in this fourth quarter, which means he will not play on Friday against SAC's third place and 3A's number 15 Concordia Cadets on the road at one of the toughest environments to play in the cage.
Well, and, it's kind of like the SAC on the line, and now you do it at your star player. So Homestead just facing a really big challenge coming up on Friday.
Second free throw, good by Grady Swing. 2-2 at the line on that one. New Haven on offense. Harding, give to Williams, top of the key, 3 ball over Andrew Leeper, and he gets that one. He has been on fire after shooting 0 of 7 from beyond in his last game. 34 points in this one. 13-point game. And a foul, or no, a timeout called by Homestead to save Afani Ezecuto from possible violation.
just a major turn of events in this game. And obviously, we don't want this game to just be talked about because of the technical foul. Obviously, a big win for Homestead. Got 80 points. Obviously, a lot of that was with Fletcher Lawyer, but this Homestead team, they can battle.
Looking at some game stats, both teams pretty even from the field, both shooting 46%. The free throw line, both above 70% from beyond, both above 50%. It's really been all about the turnovers. New Haven giving up 20 and Homestead 12. Inbound coming up for Homestead. Schultz gets it into Grady swing. Feed to Kalpawiki, now is Ikuto, give to Leaper. Schultz left wing, Leaper with it, and he's fouled. Leaper heading to the line for 2 free throws.
Leaper going to line. Leaper had a big night tonight, already up to 17 points. If he hits these 2, up to 19. So big step up from Andrew Leaper tonight, playing a good game for Homestead.
Makes that first one. 14-point game. Homestead up, 30 seconds left. Second one good as well. If you're Homestead, New Haven just hoping up these last 30 seconds end cleanly. Deep three by Williams, blocked by Andrew Leaper. May have tipped it a bit. And Grady swing fouled hard, seemingly for no reason. A 15-point game.
With 22 seconds left.
Doesn't seem to be much of a reason to keep this one going. Now the Bulldogs will send in their reserves. I do not understand that intentional foul. Also seemed to be a little frustration. And Homestead's going to send in their reserves too. Man, it really has felt like the longest final 2 minutes of the season. With the Fletcher Lawyer double technical. A lot of fouls between these two teams.
Just a lot going on in the last couple minutes of this game. Thought Homestead had the chance to cruise there to a victory, and then obviously a big turn of events. But, Homestead going to walk out of here with the victory, and then it's time to prep for Concordia starting tomorrow. And tomorrow's basically your only day to practice. So, Homestead going to find themselves in a tough position going against Concordia, but I bet they'll be ready.
You hate to see this happen. Homestead playing their first game without Fletcher Lawyer on Friday. Tucker Day gets the offensive board. New Haven steals it. And that's another steal. Max Schultz ends up with it. 13 seconds left. Hopefully this ends cleanly. Just dribbling it out. Schultz with it. 5 seconds left. Stay classy. Hoping for things to end cleanly, and it does. Homestead wins 82-67 against the New Haven Bulldogs.
Homestead going to walk away with a big victory tonight against New Haven. Did pretty well against New Haven, but, obviously that ending not very good for Homestead. Going to go into Friday night in a big game against Concordia without Fletcher Lawyer. So we'll see what Homestead can do and face adversity going into Friday. And that's nothing new for basketball teams. They face adversity all the time, but a big one tonight, or a big one coming up Friday, and can they do it without Fletcher Lawyers? The big question for Homestead Friday night.
Homestead will improve to 16-5 on the season. New Haven will fall to 7-10. Let's go down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery with Grant Leaper.
Thank you, Brayden and Andrew. Big win tonight against a very, very physical New Haven team. How are you able to dominate them on the floor and handle their physicality?
Just got to play hard. Get offensive rebounds, get defensive rebounds. Holding to one shot is what made it key for us.
And your teammate today hit 2,000 points. Fletcher Lawyer, you've played with him for 2 years. What does it mean being a teammate, helping him out, helping him get to this point?
He's an incredible friend. He's an incredible teammate. He's an incredible player. And I can't wait to see what he has to do at Purdue.
And a big game at the Cage on Friday. 3 games in 4 days, essentially to win the SAC. What are you guys going to have to do to prep in this short turnaround?
Just stick to our game plan, play our own game, and that's how we're going to win this SAC.
Thank you, Andrew. Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Fletcher Lawyer. Thank you, Anthony. Big performance by Andrew Leeper, 19 points. Homestead wins 82-67 over the Bulldogs. And Homestead was able to really clean things up in that second half and close the game out. New Haven stuck around, but the Spartans just too much.
Yeah, I mean, Homestead came out in the first half. New Haven battled with them, and then it became the Homestead show in the second half, and Homestead played very well against New Haven. And like we've talked about, plenty of times tonight, they're towards the end, but I'll just say it one more time. For the record, Homestead going into Friday night against Concordia, the biggest game of their season. They want to win the SAC. You got to get through Concordia, but you got to do it without Fletcher Lawyer come Friday night.
Looking at some stats, Homestead shooting 46%, really even game in shooting between these two teams. Turnovers was the big factor. New Haven with 20, Homestead with 12. And that really seemed to be what decided this one.
Yeah, they cleaned it up. They had 9 going into the second half and came away with 3 turnovers in the second half. So, Homestead, they played very well. They cleaned it up. But, obviously bigger things happened tonight.
And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Your final score, Homestead 82, New Haven 67. On behalf of the entire Homestead Live crew, including sideline reporter Anthony Gery, producer Caleb Wood, switcher Trevor Newhouse, and color commentator Chris Kohrman, I'm Brayden Carroll saying so long from Spartan Arena. This has been a presentation of Spartan Boys Basketball and Homestead Live. Have a great rest of your week.